The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge remain in a London hospital this hour, one day after the birth of their son. Meanwhile, celebrations are continuing around the world for the birth of the future King of Britain. Here's CTV's Melanie Nagy with the latest from London.
It has turned into a bit of a wet and soggy day here outside St. Mary's Hospital, but that's not stopping people from coming down here. We still have a crowd, and of course everybody is waiting for word as to when the royal couple will leave hospital with the new baby boy. People here want to catch a glimpse of the new royal baby. Now, we just received word from Kensington Palace, a little more information this morning. The email and the press release starts with a message from the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. They want to thank the staff at the Lindo Wing and the whole hospital for the tremendous care that all three of them are receiving. As well, a Kensington Palace spokesperson says mother, son, and father, they're all doing very well. Now, as for the big question, as for when they may leave the hospital, according to this new press release, the departure will either take place late this evening, but not before 6 p.m. local time, or it could possibly occur tomorrow morning. So it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get our first glimpse of the royal baby. Now, as for the baby's name as well, the email says we're going to have to wait a little longer for that. No name at this time is being released. And if you look at past royal births, such as Prince William, we didn't have his name released until a week after he was born. Prince Charles, his name wasn't released for about a month. So you know what? We're getting pretty good at waiting down here outside of St. Mary's Hospital. Looks like we're going to have to wait a little longer to catch that glimpse of the baby and to learn his name.
All right, that's Melanie Nagy in London. Rail safety will be the focus of a special committee meeting today on Parliament Hill. The Transport Committee will hold an emergency meeting to discuss regulations following the train disaster in Lac-Mégantic. The Federal Transportation Safety Board has already ordered Transport Canada to ensure that dangerous goods are not left unattended on any main rail line and that rail equipment be properly secured. Well, the Vatican admits it was scary for security, but the scene in Rio de Janeiro didn't seem to bother Pope Francis. Francis beamed as thousands of people rushed his car after it became stuck behind buses and taxis on a main avenue after his driver made a wrong turn. At one point, the Pope rolled down his backseat window, waved to the crowd, and touched those who reached inside. The pontiff is in Brazil on a 7-day visit to coincide with the Catholic Church's World Youth Day celebrations. A registered sex offender has been charged with murder and kidnapping in the slayings of 3 women in suburban Cleveland. A foul order reported by a neighbor led to the discovery of the bodies last Friday. 35-year-old Michael Madison was arrested and charged in connection with the murders. The mayor of East Cleveland says the suspect indicated he might have been influenced by the earlier case of a Cleveland serial killer convicted in the deaths of 11 women. And flights are slowly getting back on schedule at New York's LaGuardia Airport after a plane's landing gear collapsed, sending it skidding along the tarmac. 10 people were hurt when the landing gear of a Southwest Airlines jet collapsed as it landed last night. The plane has now been removed from the runway. An Air Canada flight from Ottawa to LaGuardia was delayed about 50 minutes this morning because of the delays in New York.